What up, everybody? Welcome to Silence of the Lambs, Destruction of the Feeding Place, Part 3. Today, I'm going to be discussing the conspiracy by war profiteers to destroy the Muslim civilization through the destruction of a football field. So Silence of the Lambs is the Muslims, Silence of the Muslims, destruction of the feeding place. That's the football stadium. If you're not familiar with this concept, you should go watch parts 1 and 2 on the Book of Stephen channel. But basically, to give you a quick synopsis, God told me that the football field would be my pulpit. He told me also to go and speak to Ishmael and deliver to him the gospel. He told me also, feed my sheep, feed my lambs. And the Muslim people are an unfed group of sheep and an unfed group of lambs. And so America is subconsciously attacking the shepherd through the attempted destruction of the young black male, the sheep through the wars on Muslim territories, and the feeding place, which is about to go down, which is the catalyst for a more uh, terrible and concentrated effort to destroy the Muslim civilization, the sheep. So basically, if you go watch videos 1 and 2, you'll get a lot better insight on this whole thing. But video 3 here, I wanted to make it clear that Colin Kaepernick is not being blackballed because of any issue of race. Essentially, Colin Kaepernick is being punished or being harassed by NFL owners because of war profiteering. Okay, and also, oh yes, I mentioned in the previous videos that they would attempt to blow Colin Kaepernick's car up. This is God's revelation to me. Okay, and this is God's will to reflect the heinous and vicious plot of the NFL owners. Anyway, um, before there was Colin Kaepernick, though, there was, of course, the NBA player who was punished for doing his thing during the national anthem. Rauf, I forget the first two parts of his name, 3-point shooter. But after that, and more direct correlation here is Rob Van Dam, professional wrestler. Hold on 1 second. Rob Van Dam, okay? Rob Van Dam in about what 2007 or 2008, the WWE was holding those USO shows over in Iraq, in active war zones and whatnot. Rob Van Dam decided not to go to one because he was tired, and I think also because he thought it was dangerous. But anyway, Vince McMahon held that against him for a long time, for this fact here, for his non-participation in that event. And there is a direct correlation between the hate that Colin Kaepernick is suffering and the hate that Vince McMahon hated RVD with. And I wanted to show you this video clip, and hopefully Rob Van Dam's people over at the Real RVD YouTube channel, okay, Ultimate Warrior, and Rob Talks Mind Power with Rob Van Dam. This is the video, all right? You can go watch it over at his channel. Props over to them. Hopefully they don't, it's in the terms of use violation. But anyway, Rob Van Dam had some striking things to say about the whole thing. Why Vince was mad at him, so mad at him. I'm about to put my headphones on so I can monitor the video while I play it. But check this out, guys. And then I want to use this to highlight the fact that Colin Kaepernick is not being blackballed because of race. He's being blackballed because he got too close to the gold at the end of the rainbow or the war bowl. He's fucking up all the money, or he's in danger of fucking up all the money, and this is kind of a bad reaction to that. So let's play this video real quick. Check this out, and then I'm gonna make the correlation here.
Change eyes, right. Eye colors. It makes no sense.
Anya and I have always said, that because we travel around a lot, we've always said we would not have a problem moving out of the United States. And now, and the government, of course, brainwashes people into thinking like that somehow that's anti-American, you know, and that's like, you know, I'm supposed to be proud to be American. I'm supposed to want to die for my country. I'm supposed to want to go out and kill other people that don't live in my country, that think different, and then I'm supposed to be a hero if I do that, or if I die and they mail my body back to my mom and dad, I'm gonna be worshipped as a hero. Yeah, I feel this necessity to do that. Fuck no. Vince couldn't understand why I didn't want to go to Iraq when all the wrestlers went out there.
We got forced to go. I mean, it was dangerous. We could have died. You know, they put pressure on all of us. You know, I think you, one of the few guys that stood up and didn't feel the pressure. Like, look, this is my belief. You know, this is a free country, right?
Right.
Is it not? But WWE, it's not. It's not freedom. You know?
Well, ultimately, it was up to you to say yes or no if you were ready to accept the consequences. I was, and it was just like, for me, it was like, it's easier to explain why you do want something than why you don't. You know what I mean? I mean, why don't you want to go? There's no desire to go. I mean, how, you know, I don't want to fucking go to a battle zone, and he's like, well, you know, it's really for the troops. And everyone that went, the wrestlers said it was one that, you know, was the greatest experience of their lives, and I'm glad for them. I didn't feel the obligation to go and feel like I was somehow serving a greater cause by fucking, I mean, I don't like to travel anyway. I want to be in a shitty, 17-hour plane ride with no bathroom and all those horror stories. Dude, it's bad enough just traveling around the States, and I just had no desire. So yeah, it was a big deal. I'm like, wow, well, Rob stood up and said no. Yeah, because I was ready for the consequences. I mean, I was like, Vince, no, I'm not going. I don't think you're hearing me. He's like, well, I appreciate that, Rob, but you're going to find this is going to be a great experience. And I'm like, what makes you think, man to man, that you can force me to go? I'm ready to accept the consequences. I'm not going, and whatever happens from that, I'm okay with that. That became more of an issue for me, just that my personal freedom of choice was being taken by who? This guy's not even an employer because we're independent contractors, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I really think that trip to WWE, I mean, it does do good for the troops. It does bring them a little bit of hope.
Absolutely.
But I think it's more for Vince to make him look like he's doing a good thing. Come on, bro.
It might be, and I know a lot of positive energy is generated. In fact, I get thanked a lot by people. Hey, I just want to thank you for going, and I'll let the.
Hold on, let me pause it right there. That's Heidenreich. That's not RVD, but that's WWE wrestler Heidenreich. He hit the nail on the head. Now, this whole thing is supposed to make the owners look good, okay? But the owners, they know what's going down. There's nothing subconscious about this. This is their plot, and that's why I discussed that the destruction of the field will not be a professional football stadium. It'll be a college one, because the owners own the NFL stadiums, right? They don't want all their money to go down the drain. So by blowing up this college football stadium or whatever, this will be the catalyst for war. And with the national anthems and all that stuff like this, they have a positive correlation with what they're dreaming up of as a complete roughshod of Muslim civilization, just running roughshod over them, a victory and a proud moment in American history that they want to claim a hallmark to. But Heidenreich made the point, man, is that this is all about the image of the organization, and in association with like white ticket buyers and stuff like this, and their obsession, their unholy obsession with war. So yeah, let me keep playing the video though.
No, hey, I didn't go, you know. I mean, and they still say, well, but still, you know, I just appreciate it. I'm like, okay.
Well,
Well, it sounds a lot like I went to Iraq and Afghanistan because I felt I had to. I felt obligated. You know, I'm
obligated for the cause, or because your boss was faking?
No, because I know it meant a lot to the company. But I did go there, and then I saw the greater cause of it, and I saw what it meant to the troops. But it still doesn't mean I support the fact that we're still down there. You know, like I said, years and years later, it's like I'd rather see all these people back at home with their families and not at the risk of dying. But it is nice if they're down there and they're doing their thing, and to see the fulfillment they got out of us. It really did make it a really rewarding experience. But I respect your decision and the fact that you just, you know, I mean, you're just exercising your rights, you know what I mean? So like, you know, your First Amendment that, you know, we are independent contractors technically. You didn't want to go, and you know, who's to argue with that? Who in the right mind does want to go to Iraq or Afghanistan?
I didn't want to go, man. I felt the pressure. be honest. You know, I was like, man, I
Because you don't want to lose your job.
fired. Yeah, I was a new guy.
See,
Bro.
for me, it wasn't even. It became not just an issue of me being there. Besides the fact it sounded like a horrible idea, a horrible experience.
Yeah.
I'd rather
And
be
it was
home.
very
And I was
dangerous.
burned out. I wanted to go home. I didn't even want to be with WWE anymore.
Yeah.
I was already like, send me home. I don't even want to be here. You know, that's how it was, right? But Vince was like, well, Rob, I'm not for or against the war on this. This is more about just the troops, okay, and supporting them. And I said, okay, but you know, I think for the most part they did have a choice. A lot of people in the Army, you know, they choose that, they want to go because they feel that need.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate someone telling me that I don't have a choice. And that's exactly what I told Vince. You know, in fact, I told him.
And that's another key point there is that this is a very private matter. Not only are these soldiers choosing to go to these places, but war at this point, um, in Iraq and Afghanistan, it's becoming increasingly privatized with mercenaries and whatnot. And if I'm not mistaken, what was it like 50 to 70% of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq were privatized as we got later and later. So um, I think at one point most of your troops in either Iraq or Afghanistan were private mercenaries, making this so-called act of nationalism a completely, for-profit type thing that people chose to do. And they're whole hoisting up the flag and hoisting up this stuff which mostly the country is operating outside of through mercenaries. It's a proven fact that most of the fighters at one point were mercenaries, and they're forcing you to support the banner that is not really behind a lot of these warriors. These are private contractors, and a lot of them come from third world countries like what was that, the $33 a day mercenaries? Was that Venezuela or somewhere like that? Just strange places sitting here fighting war for you, not under the authority of private companies out of the United States. Craziness. And they've got Colin Kaepernick trying to tuck his tail over the troops, over mercenaries, not even legal like under the Geneva Convention troops, but like mercenaries. That's crazy. Rob Van Dam didn't bring that up, but he made a great point. Is that most of these people chose to do this, and they're voluntary participants. So if they can volunteer and have their will, why can't you? And that's because of the money and the plan to destroy this football stadium and use it as a recruiting ground. The football field is supposed to be a recruiting ground. That's the plan that the owners have in mind. And Colin Kaepernick subconsciously got in the way of that. And but before there was Colin Kaepernick, there was Rob Van Dam. So this is typical in professional sports, is that these professional sports owners are making a lot of money under the table, okay? From the Defense Department. They've got a stranglehold on the key demographic 15 to 30. The NFL, NBA, MLB, all these people are appealing to the kids like nobody else. And it's important that the kids feel like their favorite athletes support the war. Because if they do, the 15, 16, 17-year-olds, once they get legal age, which is what, 17, 16, I don't even know, they can go ahead and voluntarily join the army. Now, one revelation I revealed from God earlier is that conscription will not be allowed here. So there'll be no draft. Everything has to be accomplished voluntarily. So, it's important that you can get people to volunteer. And if you've got a morale killer like Colin Kaepernick out there, telling the truth and uncovering lies, it's going to hurt the war effort and the profits that you're making. So I just wanted to point that out, guys. Colin Kaepernick, it has nothing to do with race, nothing to do with protesting, police officers killing. Although there is a correlation, indirect, direct correlation in that the police are the same imperial type force as the military. So if you attack one, you attack it all. But that being said, it's all about the fact that the owners want to kick this war up people like Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has been the most outspoken. He's an oil baron. Come on, man. What do you expect? He's making all this money off oil and whatnot. So, yeah, man, people are getting caught up in the destruction of the shepherd, which is a young black male, which is very important. So, actually, I say that, police brutality is it is a direct correlation, but subconsciously, that is the destruction of the shepherd. Okay, so Colin Kaepernick is the standing against the destruction of the shepherd, but the owners are mad because he uncovered the plot to destroy the sheep. That's nuts, guys. So there is a more even direct correlation than just the same banner. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to point that out, guys. Everybody's getting caught up in Colin Kaepernick like he's the first athlete to run afoul of a sports owner. Before there was Colin Kaepernick, there was one Rob Van Dam. And Rob Van Dam didn't even mean to do it like Colin Kaepernick. Also, I want to talk about Kurt Warner. Before they blackballed Colin Kaepernick, remember how they did Kurt Warner because he was a Christian? Talking bad about him in the locker room and wouldn't sign him. And when he was playing, he was a backup to Eli Manning, who he's a Hall of Famer. Eli Manning is now. I guess Eli Manning hadn't retired. He went some other places and was a backup over people that he's better than. NFL coaches seem sick to me. Like, if you stand for anything, Kurt Warner didn't stand for anything controversial. He was a Christian, and they tried to run him out of the league. And do we all remember Pat Tillman? Last but not least, Mr. I'm leaving my football career to go fight for my country. They shot him in the back of his head. So when you start to shine the light of Christ or light of truth starts to shine from you in any way, Pat Tillman was talking about, I'm coming back and telling everybody what y'all done. Pat Tillman was at one point the poster boy for nationalism, and he went over there and was fighting and saw the corruption and said, I'm coming back, I'm exposing you. Well, he didn't make it back because they shot him in the back of his head. Then they told a lie about how he was died fighting enemy fire. He ran up a hill or some shit like that. That was a total lie. But Pat Tillman is probably, that's the most disturbing thing to me. Why didn't anybody talk about Pat Tillman no more, bro? Where's all the, why didn't anybody bring up the fact that as soon as Pat Tillman went down for the bullshit no more, they put a cap in his ass? Okay? Like that's the most important thing, man, is that Pat Tillman died a heinous death. And for what reason? So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. I think I made all the points I wanted to make. The owners don't hate Colin Kaepernick because nothing about race. It's about the money that he's messing up, man. He's messing up all the dollars that will be used for recruiting and all kinds of stuff that the Defense Department has planned with the NFL owners to push this war. So, yeah, it's pretty dark, guys, but don't get too distracted. Although there is a connection, because Colin Kaepernick is protesting the destruction of the shepherds. But it's not the destruction of the shepherds that's pissing the owner off. It's the destruction of the sheep that he's getting in the way of. Okay? And of course, the catalyst for all that is the destruction of the what? The feeding place. So, boom, there it is. Another Book of Stephen video, podcast, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to call these things where I do it. I play these videos. But if they pull it from YouTube, it's going to be on like bookofstephen.com or bookofstephen.net. Don't worry, I'm going to have it up and I'm having it available for you guys. They won't be able to take my video down. It'll be somewhere on the net. Or it'll be on iTunes, Stitcher. So, boom! There it is, guys. Peace out.